Arsenal Fan TV, Mo, very disappointing today. What happened? I mean, we can't even complain today because Norwich were the better team. They deserve to win that game.
Yeah, bang on, 100% agree with you. You know, I was thinking, I'm disappointed that we haven't won today, but the reason I'm disappointed is because of the stature of our club, because of our ambition, because of what we're trying to achieve this year, not because of the 90 minutes. The Norwich fans are leaving this game, and they're disappointed that they've only got 1 point, but that's based on the 90 minutes, and that's the difference today. We're only disappointed because of a wider context. You know, they're disappointed because they actually deserve to win today, and we're lucky to come away without losing this game, and that is really, really disappointing to me. Not because, you know, I've got this unrealistic expectation that you're going to win every single game of football that you play. I realise that you'll draw games, you'll lose games, but it was the performance today that really, really disappointed me because, you know, if we, before the game today, we're the last team to play in the league, you know, joint last anyway. We know that if we win this game, we're joint top. Really, we should be looking at it with a 5-goal target. We win 5-0, we're top of the league. We should be going there, all guns blazing, desperate to do what we can to maintain the pace. And you look at the performance today, I didn't see any collective pressing from our team at any point in the game. They had so much time and space. And, you know, the Norwich players will be, you know, sitting there now thinking like, you know, that wasn't that bad actually. You know, they had a build up in their heads thinking we're going to play Arsenal this weekend. And now they'll be looking like, oh, that was nowhere near as bad as I expected.
Who does that come down to? Does that come down to the manager? Because you're right, there was no pressure on the ball when Norwich were playing. I mean, or is that lack of leadership on the pitch?
I think the way I see it, right, when it comes to that collective pressing that you need to employ, that is a tactical thing, that is down to the management. When it comes to individual players taking it upon themselves to go and give their opposite number absolute hell, that comes down to the individual. So what I would do is I'd say, bar Alexis, who every single week deserves his pay packet because he puts it in non-stop, all the other players for me today really weren't doing the job that I expected on an individual basis. And also on a wider basis, the tactics, they were almost maybe a bit too arrogant or complacent. You know, I don't think we would...
Is it that when we come to these places, right, when it's a game like this, blustery, wind up, are we too nice? We are. We're still trying to play that nice stuff. I mean, you do have to try and kind of adjust your style a bit when you're playing in these type of games.
With this type of game, the blustery weather and the wind, it's the same for both teams. You know, the wind was in their favour in the first half.
No. It's the same for both teams, but do you have to adjust your style a bit?
No, I don't think you have to adjust your style a bit because what I felt that we were lacking in today is nothing to do with the actual conditions. It was mentality. So, you know, it could have been beautiful sunny weather. It was our mentality. We weren't giving them hell. You know, I didn't see hardly any of our players at any point thinking, I'm going to take you on. When, you know, Hector Bellerin, perfect example today. I go very easy on Hector because he's so young. You know, he's still learning the ropes. We expect too much of him. He's a first choice player and he's 19, 20? But today, it took him till the 83rd minute to try and take on his man. And when he tried to do that, he knocked the ball out of play because he hadn't done it all game. We had to be a bit more adventurous in our style of play today. I didn't see people advancing beyond the ball. After Alexis went off, we just looked like we had no idea, really, because Ozil picks up the ball and he's the player that you want to, you know, make things happen. You need movement off the ball for him. There was none.
Are you worried at the moment? Are you worried? That's 2 games, West Brom, Norwich City, but all right, both away games, but 2 games, 1 point. We're not looking very good at the moment. Players dropping like flies. Koscielny's gone today. Sanchez, these are your main players going. I mean, are you starting to get a bit worried about Arsenal at the moment?
The 2 things that concern me, number 1 is our mentality today, the way we played the game. For me, we didn't get out of 3rd gear. And not only that, the really worrying thing for me, I did not see 11 players out there that were desperate for that Premier League medal around their necks in May. You know, that is such a huge carrot. That should be such a big motivating factor. You look at who we're truly up against this year to win the league, and really, we should have the view in this club that it's us versus Man City. You know, the other Man United, I'm sorry, they're not at the level that Man City are. Man City are they're the real team that we need to beat this year. Leicester are going to drop off. Look, even Tottenham are up there right now. They're going to drop off. It's Arsenal versus Man City this year. This is what we should be viewing it as, and we're not acting as though we're real contenders because we didn't show it there. We never got out of 3rd gear. There was not enough desire. We didn't make any chances. So that performance worries me. But I know you're going to have bad performances. What I'm trying to put across is that it was our mentality, what came across in terms of our desire and ambition on the pitch. That's what concerns me, because how do you instill that in players? You can do tactics, you can prepare for games, but how do you make players have that, that burning hunger to win titles? Because without that, you're not going to convert games like this into wins. And that's where we lack today. And the second thing that worries me is the injuries. Because again today, look, Koscielny goes off, Alexis goes off, and that's our, potentially our best defender and potentially our best attacker limping off the pitch. And when Alexis was going off, I don't see Alexis going off, I see our season limping away. It's that worrying to me. And then it's not too bad if you think to yourself, no, I trust the club to go and invest the funds that we've got sitting in the bank account in January. You can never, ever second guess what Arsenal are going to do. Ozil, check. Alexis, amazing. Last year we needed a striker. This year we needed a backup CDM. Did nothing. You can't second guess what they're going to do. And I've said it a million times. Money in the bank, gaps in the squad. Those two things should never coexist. And that we continue to do it. It winds me up. We pay a lot of money. It's a great away support. And, what do we get for it? It's really disappointing.
All right, cool.
No, because like I heard someone saying earlier, we still had enough out there to beat Norwich City. Those 11 are still good enough. I look at, Bellerin hasn't been the same since he